In 2023, this Honourable House passed the budget and gave 549 million kina to the police department. In 2024, it increased this funding to 629 million kina. We haven't seen an improvement in discipline. We haven't seen an improvement in professionalism and standards in the RPNGC.
The correlation of increase of our numbers and the interventions that we're doing as a government will not happen overnight.
Community would like to see the police taking control of the law and order situation.
It takes consistency, it takes the efforts to address and get results, not overnight. You plan him banana tetina pekem fruit block tomorrow. It's common sense, but the intent is there. The policies increase our numbers.
50 years of nationhood, Mr. Assistant Speaker, and the government cannot guarantee the safety of its citizens. In 2023, this Honourable House passed the budget and gave 549 million kina to the police department. In 2024, it increased this funding to 629 million kina, 2024. That's a 15% increase. Total allocation from 2023 to 2024, Mr. Assistant Speaker, was 1.178 billion. Almost 1.2 billion kina. Now in 2025, we've announced the highest appropriation, 703 million kina, yet another increase, taking the total to 1.8 billion. My question is from 2023 to 2024, 1.2 billion kina. We haven't seen an improvement in discipline. We haven't seen an improvement in professionalism and standards in the RPNGC. We haven't seen any solutions for police housing, any improvements in police capacity, equipment, and conditions. We haven't seen any solution to the fleet management. We're still hiring. We're still on the hire car basis with all policemen around the country. We are not confident that we will meet the manpower targets of 7,000 by 2026. I recently called, Assistant Speaker, for the good police ministers to tender his resignation because we have lost trust and confidence that he has what it takes to be the police minister for what is so important, to the citizens of this country. So the question is, Mr. Assistant Speaker, what is the crux of the problem that's affecting the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary that is seeing a spike in violent crimes throughout the country, and what are you doing about it? Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Police.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker, and I thank the good Deputy Opposition Leader for the energy that is provided this morning with his question. Thank you. That's why na imi balance im house, lo imi can got opposition lo. Luksave tu na challenge im government, and good lo government, good lo country. Assistant Speaker, good lo question, I'm talking lo budget. This government made a commitment to put priority in law and order. And as it stands on record, we have invested in police as a government for the first time, for the record, Assistant Speaker. The culmination of what is happening today is because over a period of time, we have not necessarily as a government addressed our policing. And so at this point in time, priority Blayumilong increasing manpower. We've been talking about this and we've already started doing so. We created the Bomana Center of Excellence to increase our police numbers. One, we've now graduated over 500 young policemen and women. And in the short intervention, we've also started engaging with provincial governments along increasing reserve numbers, Bliumi. And I thank the honorable leaders, those governors that have engaged with the RPNGC to increase our numbers. Let me remind the House that law and order is a partnership. It's a partnership. Yumil gat money underneath long. One respective all DSIP na PSIP Blumi, Yumi. And I must thank even the opposition. Thank you too long. You play Yusim or liklik money you play kissing. Lo you play supporting work Blumi too or Sam minister. It takes a collaborative effort. Let's not politicize law and order. Let's deal with what is responsibly our mandated responsibility also. And I thank all of you. And so the increase of funds to police, whilst we increase manpower, our personal emoluments must also be the same. Majority of the funds that you make is long and because you mean increasing manpower, you me too. 200 million and blow PIP. Okay, about 400 and you go along personal emoluments. Now challenge blue you may want them higher long vehicles and you will all experience this. We use as one source of supply, which is Ella Motors, and Ella Motors has a huge challenge with vehicles coming into the country. And so while we have purchased, we're still waiting for vehicles to be in country, and therefore it puts us in a position where you may still hire. So this is some of the challenges that we are facing with reorganizing our fleets, vehicle fleets, to support all our provinces and districts in terms of our logistics support for our police force. So, Assistant Speaker, tok belum money na big na address him law and order. And me pla work long make him. We are taking the responsibility to do so to ensure that we increase our numbers. This la tok belum money come long police. We continue to do so. I just appreciate all the members or particularly the provinces that have signed up with the Tok Tok Yumila Reserve, increase the manpower, reserve manpower within each of our provinces for them to be engaging with the RPNGC in terms of increasing our presence in our communities. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
We have a supplementary, Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I think, thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I think with great respect to the Minister and to our hardworking men and women in blue, the question is more of an M&E question. It's asking about outcomes, not so much about how much the amount of money has been given. We know that significant funds, and this House has approved significant funds to the police. The question that's coming from the community is that, what is the impact of that money? The community would like to see the police taking control of the law and order situation and as much as possible making our lives safer. So the question from the Deputy Opposition Leader is about making the lives of our people safer. So it would be nice if the Minister could answer to us not just on the money, but go beyond the input, which is the money, and let's get to the outcomes, which are the results. I think that's what the Deputy Opposition Leader is asking. I'd like the Minister to perhaps give us an insight into that. Thank you.
Mr. Minister for Police.
Thank you, good Governor, for this supplementary question. Assistant Speaker, like I said earlier before I spoke of the financial support that all of us have supported in terms of supporting policing, the correlation of increase of our numbers and the interventions that we're doing as a government will not happen overnight. It takes consistency, it takes the efforts to address and get results, not overnight. You plan him banana teti na pekem fruit block tomorrow. It's common sense, but the intent is there. The policy is increase our numbers, ensure that we get appropriate expertise into the police force, and that's what we've done. This House cried out for international support, and we've opened up the recruitment to our Commonwealth officers to bring in the expertise that we need, because there's a shortfall in our capacity in the police force. There's no trust anymore within the police force. And so by bringing this expertise, we bring up the skill set in order to empower our men to be able to appropriately execute their jobs. And so the results are going to come, but we need just time to get it, to work through it. It's a process. You all should know this. Mamitok pisin na mitok gen. You planning ba na natin tayo na kakayam tomorrow? Not as well, may puti mo Islamani come inside the police force. Now, you have been stopped long time also whole of government since 1975. And sila government and me work to take responsibility. Me to come mas lo you plato. Me talk but me support him na me talk thank you lo you plato put him support lo help him police force. I need both of your support in your respective district and provinces. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.